to Universal After Dark, a Universal podcast that's not the same as all the others.
Just let me put my knobhead face on.
But right, we're recording.
Hello and welcome to this very special first ever official edition of Universal After Dark. We've had many shows within the feed of Diz After Dark, but we've decided we're getting so many downloads, we're going to spread the love out, we're going to take over the world, we're going to crush UUOP and shit on Lee Malaby's head.
Oh.
In the nicest possible way, though.
Yeah. In the nicest possible way.
Love you, Lee.
We love you, Lee. We love your head. And bring it on. We're going to be the biggest Universal podcast in Liverpool. So tonight we've got Mr. Paul Dolan.
Good evening.
And it's his birthday today.
Yeah.
He's 62.
Not saying how much. No.
We've
Lies.
got Mr. Christopher Ripley.
Hello.
Published author.
Raconteur.
Yes. And altogether genuine good guy.
Thank you.
And we have the world famous movie maker Amanda, aka Boston White.
Hi.
Maker of the greatest Halloween Horror Night videos you will ever see on YouTube. I hasten to add.
Definitely.
And some of them did really shit me up.
Me too.
I keep imagining that Michael Myers is going to be standing in the back garden, and it's not Michael Myers, it's Amanda, like that.
Can I just say that they in America, if someone's making a good haunted house, Universal sometimes poaches them and gives them a job at Universal. So with Amanda and her movie making skills, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a job, Universal.
Give Amanda a job, Universal.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be amazing. Can you imagine?
I would love life.
Oh, would you get us some discount?
100%.
Oh,
It's a good discount.
that is a good discount. Right, well, tonight's first historic episode is going to be all about Halloween Horror Nights 26. We're not the first podcast to do it, and we won't be the last, but we have Mr. Ripley on board, who is a published author all about Halloween Horror Nights. Plug your book, Mr. Ripley.
Available in all good bookstores at Amazon.com or Amazon.co.uk or Amazon.d or .oz or whatever else you want to go to. And I've got another one coming out in a few weeks' time.
Ooh.
What's that about?
I can't tell you.
Ooh.
Oh, Chris.
But
Give us a hint.
it is related to Halloween Horror Nights.
Is it related to what you've been doing lately?
What have I been doing lately?
With the locations?
What, gentlemen's toilets
The
in and around
A little
the
bit.
south?
Oh, yay.
Oh, cryptic as ever. You're more cryptic than Malaby, and he is cryptic, let me assure you. So, I've lost my train of thought now. Yeah, so this episode is all about Halloween Horror Nights 26. Now, a little quick overview of people's history of Halloween Horror Nights. I've been to 2. I've been to Halloween Horror Nights 23 for my 40th. And I went to Halloween Horror Nights 25 last year and fell in love with Jack the Clown. So that's me, basically. Amanda?
I don't know how many I've been to. Maybe about 10?
Wow.
11? Maybe. I've been going since 2002. And I've missed maybe like 2 or 3.
Oh, so were you there for the double header, the one that was over the 2 parks?
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
And Mr. Chris?
Oh, I've been to loads.
More than 10.
Logan and I call it Halloween Horror Nights Blur.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
What was your first year then?
2000.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you were about 8.
Yeah, I was about 8 years old.
And Mr. D, we've brought you on tonight.
First time of the year.
Yeah. So you're going to pick their brains, aren't you?
I am.
To get the best, because you're only going for one night this year.
That's it, yeah. I'm actually going on the 31st on Halloween night. So I'm going to pick their brains with a spoon. Like eating a Cadbury's cream egg.
It'll only take 2 minutes with these two, tell you.
Yes.
So, do you two want to give us a little rundown of the houses before we go into how you would tour the event?
Yeah. Go on, Amanda. You pick one and then I'll jump on.
Okay. I'll go with American Horror Story because that's the one that I'm the most excited about.
Have you been watching American Horror Story then?
I love American Horror Story. It's like one of my favourite shows. I absolutely love it. So when they announced it, I was like, yes, because it's going to be awesome. Have you started watching it yet?
No.
Oh, Chris.
I'm getting carpal tunnel for all the typing I've been doing, so I haven't been watching any TV.
Oh, you need to just put it on in the background.
Oh.
And then you can at least listen to it. It's such a good show. It's really, really good. And I think that they're going to do an amazing job with this.
So what's the best series out of the ones you've watched?
I think Murder House, that's the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And that's
I've
what they're going
seen
to be doing this year. And then Freak Show, which is the fourth one, which they're also doing this year. And I like Asylum as well, but they're not doing that this year.
Is that the newest?
No, Hotel's the newest one.
Oh, season 2 was Asylum, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
That's
seen
probably
that
the
one.
darkest one out of them all, and I think that would have been really good for them to do this year, but I guess they're going to do it next year.
Next year.
Yeah. So that, like, next year's going to be awesome already with it there. But this is going to cover 3 seasons out of the 5 that are already out, and then there's the 6th season coming out next month.
So you think next year's is going to be the 3 seasons they haven't covered?
Apparently.
Well, fingers crossed then.
Yeah.
Now, next I'll say The Walking Dead. Now that's either loved or loathed, and I'm going to go on the fence. I've seen it twice. I think I love them. I love the show. I've watched every episode. It was the first house we did last year because of the location to get the best out of the other houses. I haven't got a problem with it, and I'll be sad to see it going away if it is going.
Paul, do you watch The Walking Dead?
Yeah, I do. We've seen every episode, every series apart from, is it series 6, the one that hasn't come out on DVD? Because I normally buy it on DVD and then watch it then.
Right. So are you excited about this one?
Yeah, we definitely want to see this one. Big zombie fans.
Yay. I think it's going to be a good house.
So just to plug Malaby's other show, Dead Man's Digest, we were sort of talking about the other night that the possibility that The Walking Dead is potentially coming to Orlando for a year-round house. If that's true,
Like in Hollywood.
like in Hollywood, so it might take over Terminator, it might take over the Shrek Theatre, nobody really knows. But if that was to happen, would you be excited for that?
Definitely.
I would, yeah. That'd be great.
It would give Universal a all year round Halloween Horror Night shop at the end of it, you know, merchandise wise, because I do know they sell out, don't they?
They do.
A few weeks after the event, they could have the greatest hits of all the past Halloween Horror Nights full time in that shop, and it's all year round training for their scare actors.
Yeah.
Well, exactly, and it opens up the potential, like I think you said on the other show, Chris, for something like a museum.
Yeah.
To be attached to it as well. So, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Walking Dead, I think it would be really good to come to Orlando.
Well, they
and I wouldn't really be sad to see Terminator go either.
Ooh.
I'm controversial.
I think
No.
E.T. go home.
I think
No.
Shrek should make way, yeah, because they've just spent a little bit of money on Terminator in updating the video. Now it wasn't a great deal that they've changed, but they've still spent money on it.
Mm.
So, yeah, I'm all for that. Get rid of Shrek. Shrek's rubbish.
Well, the rumor is that if they're going to build another theme park, that they might build a whole. What's the world he comes from?
DreamWorks.
Duloc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they might build a whole world for him and Puss in Boots and all the other characters. So.
Yeah, I could handle that.
No, I like the Game of Thrones idea better.
Or the Game of Thrones.
Oh.
It's a bit different.
Now, the next house I'm going to move on to is The Exorcist. And I have to say, I'm devastated that I won't be seeing it this year.
Mm-hmm.
That film, literally, when it come out, it was re-released. Was it in the last end of the 90s or the start of the O's? It was back in the cinemas.
Probably, yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
And I went to see that and it disturbed me.
Yeah.
A good Catholic boy like myself, I was not impressed watching that film. And I bought it on DVD and I never had the guts to watch it. And I got rid of it in a car boot sale.
Oh.
Honest to God.
You behind me nan's back.
Oh, I just can't handle it. So I would be crying in that house. I'd be throwing holy water over everyone.
I'm so excited for this house. I don't know if it's going to be like amazing, but I'm excited to see what they're going to do.
I've seen the film. Sorry, Amanda.
It's all right.
You go.
Oh, yeah, I don't think it's going to be like an amazing house, like scare-wise, but I think it's going to be really interesting to just see how they've done things, and I'm guessing that they're going to use a whole bunch of puppets, so I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, I've seen the film once. I watched it once, but I'm with Craig. It was a bit disturbing at the time, and I'm trying to remember. I mean, there's the key scene in the bedroom, and I think that's going to be in the house, isn't it? I've read that that's going to be in the house, the bedroom scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to remember what else would make a good scene from the movie, and I don't remember that much from the movie, to be honest.
Well,
You've got to spy the scene, haven't you? As she's coming down the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You've got the head spinning scene, the pea soup scene. That's what they should sell as you come out.
Pea soup.
Yeah.
Pea soup.
Well, Mike Aiello, when he came on Scare Zone podcast, just to plug Scare Zone, he did reel off a load of the different things that you'll see in that house, but he said that it would be more sort of abstract, more of an interpretation of the horrors from beyond rather than a retelling of the actual film.
Yeah.
And then next week, I think it is, or week after, we're talking to one of the actresses from The Exorcist.
Yay.
Another little plug.
From the actual movie?
From the actual movie.
Wow. That's pretty special, isn't it?
Not Linda Blair, is it?
It's her stunt double.
Wow.
And Linda did all the talking bits, but this actress, she did a lot of the like the unmentionable stuff on the bed and the more of the jumping around, flying around bits. But she was the she played the demon. You know when the demon's face appears?
Yeah.
She played the demon as well.
Well.
Awesome.
Oh,
Look forward to that.
Getting flicking shivers just thinking about that. I forgot about the demon face. Nice one. Now, the next house is Krampus. And you have to go and see Amanda's YouTube video to believe it.
Definitely. Which you scared yourself looking in the mirror, didn't you, Amanda?
Yeah, I did. I was terrified. I was in the house by myself and I was like, oh, I'm so scared now.
Oh, brilliant.
It was terrifying, but I can't wait to see this house. I'm buzzing about this.
This is the one I'm most looking forward to as well.
Yeah, like I am crazy excited about this house.
The only thing that lets me down a bit is they put it in the Shrek Theatre.
I know.
Which is not the best place to put a house.
No. I think they'll work with it.
Yeah.
When you say they've put it in the theatre, do you mean they've taken all the seats out?
Well, basically, Shrek's got 2 theatres, and Theatre 2, which is closest to the entrance, they basically gut it. So they take all the chairs out, and then they roll like this protective sheet in over all the carpets and bubble wrap all the animatronics. And then they build the house like they do it anyway, but they build it so it can be stripped and just demolished really quickly.
Wow.
So then within a week of Halloween Horror Nights finishing, they can put all the chairs back and then reopen the theatre.
Now, who was in that house last year then?
It was Alice 3D house.
That was seamless then, because I would never have even thought I was walking through Shrek.
Yeah, if you did the lights on tour, you could go out through like where the boo doors and the fire exits are, and then you could see literally behind every single wall was all the Shrek characters and all the other Shrek stuff.
How weird.
That needs to go, doesn't it?
So are some of the locations better in terms of having bigger, more elaborate houses? Are they?
Well, my personal favourite is the sound stages, because they're built to house, big film productions. I mean, although they've never had many, they are built for that. So they got more space. They can put more lights up, more sound control, more atmosphere control. So for something like Krampus, where it's going to be in the winter, you're going to have all the snow and everything, I assume they would have it in a sound stage, because they need the big facade, the house, all of the atmosphere, maybe even like your cold breath with the air conditioning turned right up. But put it in Shrek, because Shrek the house has to be very temporary and can't destroy the Shrek theatre. I don't know how much they can get away with in there. So, the sprung tents as well, they're a little bit similar to the sound stages, but they can't put as many rigs, and sometimes you have problems in there with the light, because they used to have the fact that if you went through the house before the sun went down, we'd have the sunlight coming in.
Right.
So they got more control in the sound stages. That's why I usually prefer the soundstage houses.
And do we know which ones those are this year?
Ghost Town, The Walking Dead, American Horror Story, The Exorcist, and then the Virtual Reality House.
Right. Okay.
Well,
so maybe the one's up the left-hand side of the park.
That's all on the left.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a reason why they're putting the house in Shrek then, because Shrek isn't going back in.
Ooh.
That's the rumour.
Controversial.
I'd prefer a year-round Krampus house, that poxy Shrek show.
Oh, could you imagine that? I'm only halfway through Krampus, the movie. He hasn't made his appearance as yet. He's killed a few people outside.
Yeah.
The gingerbread men have done their thing.
I love the gingerbread men so much.
But would you love one ripping your leg off?
Probably not, no.
See, I'll never look at another gingerbread man now. Now, the next house that I'm gutted to be missing again is Halloween 2. One of my favourite movies as a child.
Yeah.
Grown up in the deprived Liverpool, I used to be able to go to a video shop and the man would give us The Evil Dead and Halloween 1 and 2, no questions asked. There you go. 50p a video.
Bargain.
Yeah.
Take him in, show him the rest of the primary school class. just before Christmas.
Well, me and Stuart Holland used to sit for hours watching them. He doesn't listen to this. I don't even know who he is anymore, but if you know Stuart Holland, give us a bell. I'll pretend to still know you. Is anyone excited for the Halloween 2 house? Or
I can't wait.
Yeah, I like the Halloween movies. We've been watching them. We've been catching up on them.
Oh,
so What was the house like last time?
It was so good.
It was good.
So good. It was amazing. That was Ash's first house that she'd ever been in.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, and like that's what made her just feel like, yeah, 100% I'm doing these houses from now on. She loved it. I loved it. It was like being in the film.
So did
And
it
I
take
know
you
that
through
they
all the...
feel like that, but like this was like actually you felt like you were in every single scene.
So it's all the kills, basically, the recreating the kills.
Yeah.
Now, was there a room in there with all Michael Myers?
Yeah.
Yeah, towards the end.
And then how many of them were real?
2 or 3, I think. They've done that before with Saw, with like Jigsaw in the final room.
Right.
You'd have like a
They
circle
did it
of.
with Jack last year too.
Oh yeah, they
You did
did.
it.
That's true. Yeah.
That was my favourite part of the whole of last year.
That
All
Jack
the
room
shots.
just burnt my head out. I
loved
was petrified, absolutely petrified.
I had
Is
so
that
much
the
fun in the house.
Was that the one where I come running out and there's the fella hiding with the air blower
Yeah.
with the...
Yeah.
I was moaning on the podcast and he scared the shit out of me.
The Insidious bloke as well, the lipstick demon thing.
Oh yeah.
That got everyone as well. It got me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you come out and you're walking along going, oh, did you like the house? Blah, 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 blah. Then all of a sudden, yeah, so watch out for that, Paul. They get you even when you're not, even the house is over, they're still getting you.
Yeah, I think there's a few of our group that are sort of, they don't know whether to look forward to it or dread it.
Oh, God.
Right, so next up we've got... I'm going to go with an original house. I know nothing about it. Cobweb.
Tomb of the Ancients.
Tomb of the Ancients is that.
Indiana Jones meets the Jungle Cruise meets the Mummy.
It's more like a comedy.
Oh, no.
This one's going to be terrifying.
This will be yeah, definitely. From what I've heard, this will be amazing. This house.
Mm-hmm.
What's the crocodile thing that's going to be in there? What, half crocodile, half what?
I don't know. I've heard varying things to do with that.
I was watching something before and he was saying what it is and he was saying that he was going to get a chant going like the HHM bear thing.
Oh, yeah.
But I forgot what the other half of it is.
Maybe they
it's
got
some kind of thing.
Maybe it's a puppet.
Half Malaby.
But it'll be a good house.
Uh-huh.
So you're excited for that one. Okay, next we've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now that's the new version, is it?
No, it's the original.
No.
The original, okay. Now
Yeah.
I've never seen either, so...
Oh, what?
I know. I'm such an amateur when it comes to horror films. It's literally got to be 10 o'clock in the morning when I'm watching them. With the windows open.
This is the one that I'm the most terrified about.
Really?
Yeah, like I'm terrified of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, remember when I was watching it last time and I wouldn't go downstairs to make a cup of tea?
Oh. Did you
It makes me so scared.
Did you go through it in 2007? Was you there that year?
No. I didn't go to 2007.
Okay. Well, that when they had it before, it was in the earthquake queue, and it was sort of half outdoors, half indoors, and there was more of the chainsaw, the Leatherface character chasing people, and they did have like a 6'8" tall, built brick outhouse looking bloke chasing people with the chainsaw. But they're in the sprung tents with this one. Mike Aiello has said that it's going to be a lot more confined, a bit more claustrophobic. So
then you're just going to have like a 6'8" giant right up in your face.
Yeah.
It's going to be even scarier.
So
what does he do in the films? I know the clue's in the title, but
well, he grabs unsuspecting teenagers and throws them onto meat hooks and then tortures them.
That's the worst bit.
Yeah.
Oh God!
And he's got this big steel door. That in the last house, this big steel door, he used to slam it, and it used to make this like bone crunching noise that used to would make you jump full stop. So I'm sure they're going to put that in there as well.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is the one I'm not sure about because I mean I've seen the movie. I think I've seen both versions. But yeah, not my favourite horror movie.
Was this film banned for years? The original?
Yeah, that and The Exorcist was banned for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'll need to try and pluck up the courage to watch it then.
Oh, you'll be terrified.
I'm such a wimp. Now, you've got Take a Chance or The Chance House.
Yeah, Lunatics Playground 3D.
Now, the 3D house last year, the Alice house, I really enjoyed it. There was some excellent scares and effects in there, but they always get bad reviews, or they seem to. Is this not a bit of a disappointment that Chance's house is the 3D house? Are you excited or
a little bit? But I think, as you said last year with Alice's house, that was probably one of the first 3D houses that I've been through that was actually really, really good. So if they keep it on par with that or improve on that, then I think it'll be all right.
There was did you walk through a wall or something last year? Or was it the eyeballs or something were coming off the people's heads?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
But it's a brand new building that they've put it in, that they've just built right behind or next to Men in Black, and it's got this weird outdoors area that sort of switches backwards and forwards. So nobody quite knows what that's for at the moment. I mean, it might be nothing, it might be something. No one knows, but they're going for something different with that house for sure.
So it's not like Q area or anything like that.
Well, the thing is, it's a 3D house, but the 3D technology doesn't work outdoors. So why have they built this massive section outside? Don't know.
Quite interesting.
I'm so excited for this. I love Chance so much.
The other interesting thing about this is Logan's theory, is that she is the icon this year, and she was also like Jack's deputy icon in 2007, which is also the last time they had the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So, is there some kind of connection there?
Maybe.
Now, the actress isn't even involved, is she, this year? Is she just
Well, maybe.
Is this what this... Maybe or maybe not.
Basically, we put a blog up, I think it was yesterday, that a number of scare actors had reported to us that there's going to be a mini Chance show in her scare zone.
Oh, right.
And that the strong rumour was, from paperwork they'd seen, that the actress's name was attached to the scare zone.
Yay!
So there is a possibility that, if all things go right, because don't forget, she works full-time during the day playing street characters, so she won't be available all the time, but there is a possibility that she might be doing, like last year where they had like the usher and the caretaker.
Yeah.
A similar show like that, but in her scare zone.
Oh, that would make me so happy.
So.
It's very hard, though, now for these people not to just be mobbed.
Well, supposedly people go up to her while she's like in full Marilyn Monroe or Lucy, costume, and say to her about Chance and stuff.
Oh.
So.
Oh no.
She's quite private, isn't she? As well, you can't seem to get her on any shows or interviews or anything.
They're not allowed to.
Wow.
Yeah, because of it's part of their contract with Universal, basically.
And what's the last house, or the last two houses, is it?
Well, you got Ghost Town, which is another original. That's going to be in a scare zone. That's the one they called the Requel, which is a repeat of an older house that they're going to do completely different. And that's going to have like a zombie western cowboy theme.
That would be good.
Yeah, and then the other house is this virtual reality one they've been working on called the Repository.
So, this virtual reality house could literally just be a great big empty room with nothing in it.
Well, they have built it in quite a large sound stage. It's one of the old sound stages that if you walk through and saw Carissa Explains It All or Keenan and Kel being filmed, they're using one of those old sound stages, which is normally where they have the wrestling filmed. So
because, I mean, listening to Lee's podcast, he went to an event last year with the other Lee fella off Frequent Fear, and they had a house where you've literally got a blindfold on or a bag over your head.
Yeah.
What?
And you're just basically in a tent or whatever with a rope to guide you.
Oh my God.
And it's all in your head. It's all your imagination. So if this is virtual reality, why did they need sets at all? Is my point.
I think it's going to be a mixture though, isn't it?
It's going to have scare actors in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can have scare actors, but you can literally just be like whispering and tapping you and just messing with your head. Rather, they don't need to be in character, do they? Really, with any makeup.
The thing is, I think you've got a point, because last year they took a very small bunch of people and they tested this idea very, very quietly. They actually used Macy's old shop, which was where you used to get that Star Trek video done.
Yeah, I got that done.
You got that done?
Yeah.
Which
in '93.
This year it's going to be... Did you manage to battle off the Klingons out of interest?
I can't remember. I think so.
But I'll tell you a funny thing actually about that video. James Keaton sent me a YouTube clip of him in full Bill and Ted makeup doing that.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
I was the Vulcan. Yeah.
Anyway, last year they tested it in that area, which this year they're going to use as the shop, because they've got this thing now. They're going to have the shop every year. So anyway, that space, if they go through it and knock through into the mummy queue, it's quite big. But from what I was told, last year they didn't. So you might have a point. Last year when they did test it, they didn't use a very big space, Craig.
I mean, it might be that they need a big space to get the people through.
Could be.
If you're paying a premium of $50 or whatever it is, well, or if you've got 100 headsets, you need space for 100 people to move around.
Well, yeah, there is that. They got to get the people through because people are paying as well. It's an upcharge house. And the other thing was that I think it was Logan or Scott. Someone said that when they booked it or tried to book it, they said that there's an area inside the soundstage where you come out and be debriefed, where you can look at pictures. This is what Universal said to them on the phone. So they said, "What do you mean look at pictures? Do you take pictures of us in the house to then sell to us?" "Oh, I don't know," the person said. So we don't know. It's very strange. We know there's an area where you've got to sit down, you've got to sign a contract to say, like a waiver, to say you're fine medically and that you won't sue them. But I don't know. All I do know is that the people that have done it, that have messaged me, have told me it is the most terrifying thing they've ever done.
Oh, God. So, who on the podcast is doing it?
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Amanda's doing it, yeah.
Have you got?
Chris is doing it as well.
I'm doing it. I'm going for it with Amanda.
We're doing it
Have you
together.
booked your tickets?
Don't think we have yet.
The thing is, we were going to do it on the RIP tour, weren't we?
Yeah.
But it takes up quite a lot of time.
Yeah. How long was it? An hour?
It's like an hour and a half that they say that you
half.
need to set aside. And we could do it before the RIP tour, but we kind of just want to hang out.
Well, the funny thing is, I've heard from a few people now that the people who are booking it seem to all be booking it before the event. And it only starts at 5 o'clock, so a lot of those slots now are all taken.
Exactly. So I think I'm going to do it on a different day.
But the thing is, if you're paying thousands of pounds for a guide, if it's an exclusive tour, or if you've got people with you, you don't really want to lose an hour and a half of going through houses, do you?
I wouldn't be happy. But could this not be an all year round event?
It definitely could be where it's located. I mean, you literally have to queue up next to the Blue Man Group, and there's nothing else there.
And it could be upcharged. It could be pay on the day. I'd do it if I was over in Florida in August.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Take my money. So, are you going to do it, Mr. D?
I don't think so. I mean, I think given that this is our first time, I think we're going to focus on the basics and see how we get on, rather than kind of plussing things up when we haven't done, the standard experience.
Like what the others have said, I wouldn't be happy giving up an hour and a half of me one and only night in Halloween Horror Nights, and paying for the privilege as well. I wouldn't be overawed with that.
Yeah. I had someone message me as well. They'd booked Scare Actor Dining, and they had booked an RIP tour, and they said that when they spoke to Universal, they paid full price for both, and then they said, "Can we also do the virtual reality house?" And they said, "Well, you can, but it needs to be done after your dine-in, because the dining's at a fixed time." And they said, "Yeah, but then we'll lose an hour and a half of our RIP tour. Could you not knock the price of the RIP tour down?" And they said, "No." Universal said no.
Oh.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, that's it. Like, that's why I don't want to do it on the RIP tour day, because I think it is a big chunk of time. But I am going to be going to Halloween Horror Nights maybe about 5 nights this year.
Wow.
So, I know. I'm going a bit overboard this year.
I'm going to give you the login details for my Instagram so you can just...
Okay. I'll just snap all night. But, so I'm definitely going to do it. Ash really doesn't want to do it though, so I'm probably going to have to do it alone, because Chris, you'll already be at home then, I think.
Yeah, because we only cross over, don't we, for a few days.
Yeah, so it looks like I'll be a lonely little Amanda doing it.
Your boyfriend will go through it with you.
No, he won't. He's such a wimp.
No, tell him it's a make or break relationship thing.
Chris, I've tried all this. Why do you think he's not coming on the RIP tour?
Oh, so what's he doing while you're on the RIP tour? Is he just out on the lash?
He's going to go and do the kitchen challenge at Hard Rock.
Well, have you seen UUOP when they tried it a few years ago?
No, but I've seen when I think it was Banks Lee that did it. I'm pretty sure that was really funny.
Well, there's a fella on UUOP as well a few shows ago who actually did it, and his video's on YouTube. I'll ask Lee to send us a link.
Yeah, definitely.
Can anyone just go there and do the challenge then?
Yeah, I think it's about $50 to do it, but if you complete it in 30 minutes, you get it for free. But it's an awful lot of food.
It's huge.
It's probably like what I'd eat in a whole week.
Yeah, you could spoil that day and the next, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So he's going to go and do that while I do the RIP tour. And I was like, okay, you can take a camera and you can just video that.
Oh, yeah. And then you can spend the next day rubbing his belly for him.
No, I'm just going to leave him in there while I go to Universal.
So, right, we've gone through everything that's on offer. Now, last year, when I did it, we headed to the Simpsons holding area. And like I said, we got guided through to the Walking Dead to start the tour. And we were able to get the 5 houses at the back done before we had to use our express passes on the 6th house. And then at the later on in the night, we went back and did the other 5 houses again. What would you guys recommend to get the best out of the event, especially for Mr. D, who's going one night only?
I'd do that. I think that's perfect.
Yeah,
that is the best way of doing it. I mean, if you're there during the day, the upcharge to stay for Halloween Horror Nights is not a lot compared to what you have to pay on the gate. I think it's about $50, $60, something like that. So I think that's brilliant, Craig. I mean, if you don't go to the Simpsons, you can go to Flanagan's over in New York and do the same with the sound stages. So I don't think there is a better way of doing it. If you, particularly like Paul, you've only got one night and you want to see everything, that's the way to do it.
Well, so if you, is there a better one though? Because there's at least 2 in there. There's the Simpsons area and then Finnegan's, which is I think up by quite near where the Mummy is. Yeah, up on that top left-hand corner.
Yeah.
So does one of those areas fill quicker, and do the lines build quicker in particular areas of the park?
Well,
does it go from kind of front to back? Or?
Well, yeah, Craig's way is definitely better because everyone comes in through the front gate and they go straight to the sound stages.
Yeah.
Have you got express passes for the night?
Not yet, no. And we were trying to avoid getting them, to be honest. And I don't think we care if we don't see every single house, because there's still the scare zones as well, and then there's Bill and Ted's show. We haven't done any of that, so I think we'd be probably fairly happy if we got 4 or 5 houses done, and then spend the rest of the time just hanging out. But that was one of my questions as well. Is the scare zones are walkthrough zones? Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I'm assuming there's no the problem getting through those. You could do those later in the night. Is that right?
You can do them all night long.
Yeah,
Right.
all night.
And the same with the rides as well. That you could just walk on them all night long.
Yeah. And Bill and Ted's. I mean, is that? I mean, it sounds like it's a popular show.
Is it 2 sittings or an hourly sitting, or
It
from what I
varies
remember?
on different nights, but I mean, typically there'll be 4 or 5 showings. Usually the first and is it the last are usually the quietest.
Mm-hmm.
It's the ones in the middle that are usually the busiest, particularly the
Right.
second one of the night.
Yeah.
But for you, Paul, are there any houses that in particular you definitely want to see?
Well, yeah, I mean, the only problem is that they're a little bit spread apart. So I'd definitely like to see The Walking Dead, but I'd also definitely like to see Halloween and probably Krampus, and then the other one, the Cobweb one, that appeals to me, the Tomb of the Ancients. So I guess Krampus, Halloween, and Cobweb, they're fairly close together, yeah, and quite near the Simpsons waiting area.
Well, the thing is, last year, the Alice in Wonderland 3D house, as the night wore on, the queue got shorter.
Right.
So that's where Krampus is this year. So, I mean, I know Krampus is very popular. So if it does do the same as last year, from a touring plan's point of view, you might want to leave that till last.
Okay.
So to do what Craig did, which was go to Simpsons, you've got a lovely place to hang out. You can have some food there. You can go on that bone rattling ride as well if you want to.
Well,
then-
they had us round at the Simpsons, and then at a certain time they allowed us to walk round to where the pets are, the show there, and they held us there. And then they allowed us at a certain time, they opened that, and they allowed us then to walk around, and there was 2 entrances there, one for The Walking Dead, and the other one was it Insidious?
Yeah.
Next to it. So we picked one, which was The Walking Dead. In we went, we queued, we waited, we were like 40 from the front. It was that empty. And we literally did The Walking Dead, come out, all the exits seemed to bring you out somewhere near the entrance to the next one type of thing. And we were straight into the next house, back out, straight into the next house. And with very little, if no queuing. And literally in the first... You can hear on the podcast I recorded in the first hour or hour and a half, I think we'd done 5 houses.
Yeah.
And we could then sort of use the passes to get round the rest, which at that point you've only got 4 more houses to do.
Yeah.
And then we went and had something to eat, and we went and seen Bill and Ted and just chilled out. And then we went and hit the other houses for the second time then.
Yeah. So what was the longest you waited without using your pass, and then what did you wait when you used the pass, Craig?
Well, some of them were really bizarre. Like, what was the one where the snow house, as you walked in, it was all
Body collection.
collectors.
Yeah, that one was, as we walked in, we were going in the express pass by that point. We were expecting to still be queuing, and we literally walked straight in. There was a big massive queue for it for normal people, but they had that queue moving to such an extent we must have just hit it perfectly. We were waiting about 2 minutes to get in, and we were like, I was saying, oh no, we're going to have to go round, because there is a level of waiting involved even with the express.
Yeah.
But it's not to the extent of like half an hour, 40 minutes, an hour, 90 minutes. It can be like 20 minutes maybe. But I wouldn't say it's any more than that on any.
See, the other thing, Paul, you're going on Halloween, which to my knowledge, that's the first time, I think, in the event's history that the event will be on a Monday.
Yeah.
It's one of the lowest priced tickets for the whole event, so they're not expecting massive footfall. They never really get much on Halloween anyway. It's the last day of the event, and it's on a weekday, and there's no sort of bank holidays, or there's no sort of holidays for kids from school and anything like that. So in theory, it's probably going to be one of the quietest nights in the whole run to go to Halloween Horror Nights.
Yeah.
So I think if you stick to that plan, basically what Craig did, I think you've got a brilliant chance without using Express to try and see everything.
Yeah.
In Halloween Horror Nights 23, we did the Finnegan's waiting area, and we actually waited inside the ale house and were drinking.
There's a surprise.
Listening to the live act, getting him to sing songs, and taping them and sending them to Lee, and then he never played them, and and then. But my point is, we're in the ale house having a good time, totally unaware that the event had started. Whereas in the Simpsons one, because it was all out in the open, we were bang on the money. We were right there to hit everything. So that's what I'd do.
Yeah. So definitely do that. That would get me definitely Cobweb and Halloween, and then you said Krampus, maybe one that fills later than Chris.
I think so.
So, in your opinion, if I started in the Simpsons area and did Halloween and Cobweb or Tomb of the Ancients, would it be better taking a chance and trying to cut across to Walking Dead, or should I head to the back of the park and try and do like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and take a chance? If I head to the back of the park, am I heading to potentially lower lines?
Well, the thing is, Paul, when you come out of Halloween or Tomb of the Ancients, you're going to be right next to the entrance for Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Chance's house, the Lunatics Playground.
Yeah.
So
I can remember being like, because they have the wait times posted, and you'd literally walk out and I'd be squealing, "It's 20 minutes! Oh my God, come on!" And by the time you've walked down the extensive queue, because it's turn back. Yeah. By the time you've got to where you're catching up to the end of the queue, you're virtually going into the house anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I think that'll need to be the plan then. The only sort of chance you're taking then is that by the time we get back around to the Walking Dead, there could be a queue there, but hey, it's worth a chance.
The thing is, as well, is Walking Dead has been so many years now, and it is still popular, but I can't see that having the biggest queue of all the houses.
Yeah.
Anything near the front will have big. By the time you get there, the ones near the front of that will have big queues.
Definitely.
Right. So that's The Exorcist, and we'll start, putting out reports and things like that on what's good and what isn't. Presumably that'll have an effect on what gets the big queues and what doesn't.
Amanda and I are doing with Scare Zone, so there's that, and then I might try and get there again. But I've got somebody else hopefully going out to Hollywood for me.
Merchandise.
Yeah.
So what sort of merchandise, or how popular is it? How quick does that go?
But
my regret last year was not buying anything. The only thing I've got from last year is a lanyard. So I've already sent Darren from UUOP, Dead Man's Digest, some money over. He's going to send me over a T-shirt.
Awesome.
At the start of the...
Give me the cup without the cocktail. And after the eye incident at the Hard Rock, I just didn't want to drink. So I was like, right, I'll get it on the last night. And then I forgot, so I just don't have a 25 blinky cup.
Well, please, for the purposes of this is the new feed, this is Universal After Dark, for our new listeners, tell us your Hard Rock.
Oh, no, it's so embarrassing.
Please.
I drank loads of stuff at the Hard Rock Hotel because some bartender just kept telling me that these were the best cocktails ever in the whole entire world. So I kept just buying more and more and more, and it felt fine. And then I was getting ready to go and play mini golf at City Walk. Went up to my hotel to get changed, and that's not what happened. I ended up like, you know when E.T. goes white?
Yeah.
That's what I was like hugging the toilet. And then I woke up in the morning and I'd been sick so much that I'd popped all the blood vessels in my eye.
Oh.
Ouch.
And
Which
my whole
eye?
eyeball left. I had to do the L thing then to see which one was which. But I was like a zombie. And I had to wear sunglasses like every single day. And that's why I don't have many videos from last year, because I was too embarrassed. And it was on the first night.
Oh, fantastic.
So I didn't want to get any more cocktails after that. So that's why I didn't get the cup. And I'm so heartbroken.
Couldn't have one of the team took the drink for you?
No, they wouldn't do it. They were like, oh, we'll just get it on the last night. Because we didn't want to carry it around as well. Because I just take like a little tiny bag to Halloween Horror Nights with me. And you have to carry the cup round all night then.
Yeah, I hate carrying stuff.
Yeah. So every night I was like, oh, I'll get it before I leave. And then I kept forgetting. And I tried to buy one off eBay. And it was like £50.
Wow.
I know. So I don't have a blinky. And I'm really sad about it.
Did you see that hack that people were saying that you should do about them drinks?
No.
They were saying that if you go to the one at, I think it's the Duff Gardens one, they got like a big drum of it that rotates. And then you go there and you go through the scare zone, you just keep coming back. And then when it's low, it's like below like a couple of inches, order the cocktail then, because supposedly all the alcohol sinks to the bottom, because they're not cocktails that are made up from scratch, they're made up in big vats.
Mm-hmm.
So then you get like pretty much neat alcohol.
Well, I wanted the opposite of that.
It's nice. So this year, right, I'll be bopping out of her head.
Yeah. Usually I get, because they're not very nice cocktails what they have. They're pretty minging. And last year was like cinnamon something. And it just sounded vile. But usually I get the cocktail and I get Ash to get a kind of like Mike's Hard Lemonade. And I pour half the cocktail out and pour half of the Mike's Hard Lemonade in. And it makes it nicer.
And that taste of the cinnamon as you spewing your ring up would haunt you.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. Oh, God, no.
I know. It wasn't a good time.
What other food options are on the table in Halloween Horror Nights? Is there anything that you can say to Paul, you've got to try this?
Yeah, the cheesy chips.
They're good.
Oh, cheesy chips.
Well, yeah, but they're called something posher than that.
Mm.
I think they're called like Parmesan fries or something.
Yeah.
Or you can get all different toppings on it, like blue cheese and things like that. They're so nice.
I know not what to eat. Don't go in the Monsters Cafe. The food in there is horrendous.
Oh, yeah. I went in there last year just for the ambience, but even that was shit. It's so dark in there, you can't see what
I love it in Monster Cafe.
It was dark. The telly was on, and the telly was just that normal telly on, I think.
Yeah, I think they just play like a Universal advert in a loop.
Oh, yeah, and the food was rank. So it was on my bucket list to do. I've done it. I'll never do it again. I would love to do the Monsters Dining that you've mentioned.
Mm.
Is anyone doing that?
I don't think so. I don't think we're going to do it this year.
I'm not doing it, but I've got someone doing it for me.
Would Chance not turn up there?
I doubt it. Maybe.
So on the opening night, when reports start coming out that Chance is in there, are you going to scurry and quickly book it?
Yeah.
How many's in your party, Paul?
5 of us going, and then at the minute, because my daughter's going to be working in Epcot, we don't know yet what day she's going to get off. So it could be 6 of us if she can get that day off.
So it could be quite, if you were adding all these little extras on, it could rack up quite quickly.
Yeah, and I think there's other things as well. I mean, we probably won't do Mickey's Not So Scary, although I'm a bit gutted about that. Just because we get there, we'd literally have to go there like our first night, and I think we're going to be jet lagged, and then next night would be Halloween Horror Night. So I think we're gonna skip that, but we may go to Mickey's Very Merry, because that starts later in the holiday. So yeah, by the time you add it all up, we've bought Universal tickets with Halloween Horror Nights on top of it. We will go back to Universal. We've got a 14-day pass, so we'll probably go back. We'll go on the 31st, and then we'll probably go back at least once, maybe twice more. So yeah, it all adds up, doesn't it?
Oh, I definitely.
Yeah. But definitely looking forward to it, and if we like it as much as we think we're going to like it, then we'll want to go back again and do it, more seriously.
I'm so gutted I can't do it this year.
You can. Come on, jump on a plane.
That's just not that easy, is it?
Just come for the weekend.
Oh, don't
just
tell
the
me.
wife I'm just popping up for a bit. I'll be back shortly.
Yeah.
Do it, Craig.
Don't see what shortly is.
Amanda and I.
Yeah, so you can do it this year.
That should be a t-shirt. Do it, Craig.
Amanda and I are meeting up with Gary, so
You're not meeting up with the king of Greg's the Bakers. That Florida guy.
That Florida guy, yeah, Gary.
Oh, my goodness. He didn't forgive me. I went through Newcastle the other week when I went to the Harry Potter castle, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And I didn't knock him up. He's still not talking to me.
He'll be listening.
He will be listening. He'll be in Greg's now, ordering a steak bake for his dinner. And he'll be like that. They're talking about... Why, aye, man? They're talking about me, man.
Wait, has Malaby just walked in here?
No, he's Welsh, I think. Right, so should we wrap it up, guys?
Yeah.
Try and get this episode out as quick as I can. Before I go, we've got to thank Lisa Washington, Paul's long-suffering wife, for all the work she's done setting us up with a new website. So I'd ask you to go and check out her website, the website ladyuk.com, because she can build you any website from scratch in about through, because we had about 6 different names, didn't we?
It's theafterdarknetwork.com.
theafterdarknetwork.com. So go and check it out. It's where you'll find all our podcasts and some blog posts and some vlogs from that Florida guy and Boston White.
Yeah.
The world famous. You might get recognised in Universal this year.
You know what? I was watching a Tim Tracker video before of him going through the scare zones, and like scare actors were like saying his name when he was going through, and I thought I'd die. I'd have a heart attack.
Amanda,
They'd have to carry me out.
we did that to Kerry, my wife, and Carla, my sister-in-law, in Farmageddon.
Next on.
Farmer Ted's in Ormskirk.
Yeah.
They do Farmageddon.
Mm-hmm.
So last year we were like VIPs on the opening night. You got a meal and they put you to the front of all the queues. I think they only have like 4 houses. But in one of the houses, one of them asked us what's their names. So it was like Kerry and Carla. And they're chasing them, shouting their names at them. And it shit them up. They were hysterical, screaming in the corner while these horrible monsters were in their faces going, Carrie, Carrie.
Oh my gosh. Oh, let's go to Farmageddon.
Oh, I've got tickets. I'm going.
Oh.
Universal After Dark.
Bye.
Good week. Bye.
Tra.
See ya.
See ya.
It's all right, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good. I'm really looking forward to it now. Can't wait.
I bet.
He's so jammy.
Well, I look forward to hearing
After Dark Podcast Network.
He's so jammy.